Welcome to this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. I'm your host, Cale Steed. Alongside me is WT head football coach Don Carthel. Coach, offense played outstanding, keeping the wagon wheel back here in Canyon.
You bet. Didn't want that thing to cross that state line and go over to Portales, New Mexico. The kids, they practiced well all week. They responded well from the Abilene Christian game. I was tickled to death with their effort, preparation. Coaches and players did a great job.
And just talk about Aaron Flores. Made a decision to start him at running back. It paid off. 144 yards, total yards, 130 on the ground. Makes you look good.
Yeah, he played well. He's a great competitor. He's very coachable, tremendous talent right there. The only thing, he got caught from behind on that long run, and I didn't think he would. I saw him run at state track meet 3 years in a row, and nobody caught him there, but Eastern had a guy that ran him down.
Also, big games for Dustin Vaughn and Lance Ratliff. Seems like a very interesting chemistry. Ratliff with the career day and Vaughn for over 400 yards. Those two look like they're really in sync a lot.
They have been all year long. They're good friends. They did a lot of things off the field, but Lance Ratliff's just a tremendous athlete, and once he gets his hands on the football, he's going to hang on to it. And Vaughn was hot all night long. Short passes, long passes, he was on, and we were in sync this week.
All right, and don't go away. We'll be right back to talk about next week's game when the Buffs step out of conference to face a familiar foe, Central Washington. We'll talk about that right after the break.
The wind can run, but it can't hide.
See your High Country Chevy dealers.
Welcome back to the WT Sports Network. I'm your host, Cale Steed. You're watching the WT Coaches Show with head football coach Don Carthel. And stepping out of conference this week, is that odd to play a non-conference game against a team like Central Washington this late in the season?
Well, it is. I'd much rather be playing Umbarger University than these guys. These guys are tough now. They're a very physical team. They're playoff bound every year. They beat us probably physically as much as anybody's ever beat us in '09 up their place. So it's going to be a tough battle. Our fans should enjoy watching this ball game. They were here in '08 in the playoffs, and we had a shootout with them. They had an NFL quarterback and an NFL receiver on that team. Both those guys are gone, thank goodness, but they still got some good talent, big tight ends, big receivers. It'll be a good test for us.
I don't know what Umbarger U does offensively, but what does Central Washington kind of present, I guess, on both sides of the football?
Well, they're a physical team, so they're going to try to establish a running game, but they're pretty balanced. They're a real similar team to the MIAA schools that we usually see in the playoffs. And, again, we'll have to stop the run and make them throw their football, and then hopefully we can use our game plan and get after them also. Defensively, just very physical. A lot of transfers. I think they've got 26 or 27 transfers in there that are tremendous athletes. That a lot of them came from Division I schools, and they'll be tough to move the ball against too.
It's out of conference, but yet a regional game. So just talk about how important it is. There's very few weeks left to get into that top six.
Well, we definitely need to make a good showing on these guys. Humboldt State is the leading team in their conference out there, and so we need to play really well. And Humboldt's going to be one that we'll have to beat to get into the playoffs this year. So this is a very important ball game for us. That's a wrap for this week's episode of the WT Coaches Show. For more Buffalo sports action, please visit our website, GoBuffsGo.com, or our Facebook page. For the WT Sports Network, I'm Cale Steed.